A very good afternoon, Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. We continue to take a look on what's happening in the nation of Zimbabwe without fear, without favor. Varakashi, they've started responding to Comrade Geza, and it's cat eat dog. So John Zimsara, the restored chairman of Varakashi, is actually responded to Comrade Geza, and he says the cat is now out of the bag. It's not a constitutional peaceful protest which the renegades are planning. If it was a peaceful protest, it would be lawful and permissible. However, the video evidence from Elder Geza clearly shows they are plotting a coup itself, a serious criminal offense. Anyone who aids or partakes in such criminal offense obviously becomes criminally liable. Don't be misled. Treason is a very serious criminal offense. Cease and desist from such. So this is what they've said. They've launched an attack on Comrade Geza. And if you read on this statement, which I have highlighted right here, they are actually claiming that Comrade Geza has committed treason, and they are saying that he is plotting a coup. This is what Varakashi believe in. And remember, when Varakashi speak, they don't just speak. They speak from an informed position, which means their handlers, they've actually given them this information for them to be sharing. I have seen there is one message from Team Varakashi, all of them, they are using one tone, and we need to take a look into some of the posts which were posted by other Varakashi. So when you look at it, they've also equated what Comrade Geza has done to what Tinashe Jonasi tried to do in the past. And they came and said, Tinai Zigwe, Case the Bombo Clat Geza, is not the first and last to deceive Gullibles to believe you will remove President Idi Nangagwa and ZANU-PF from power. Once in a while, Zimbabwe gets someone from the lunatic fringe who is in or head delusions of grandeur, who doings gullibles. So this is what he said, and he posted this picture of Tinashe Jonasi. And to me, I believe that it's an insult to equate Comrade Geza to a low life like Tinashe Jonasi, who has been an operative of Emerson for a very long time. Tinashe Jonasi anditewe kuudzirwa pashindi uko. We know pamba pavo takatombogara padhuze naye. He was in the CIO for a very long time. And if you go back to history, Nana 2008, Tinashe Jonasi somewhere was participating in the issues of selling out people to ZANU-PF. We have long files or long issues with Tinashe Jonasi, which we can speak unequivocally. So when you look at it, when they equate Comrade Geza with Tinashe Jonasi, you know, they are actually trying to mislead the people. But what should they say? Because Wana John Zimsara, politically, they are inept. They don't have any political ideas. They don't have any political standing. They don't have any ideology whatsoever. So their benefit, Wana John Zimsara once led a team, Yakanga Ichin's government in exile. He was leading together with that guy, William Chinyanga, Kazosungwa ku UK. They were leading a team government in exile where John Zimsara was the president, William Chinyanga was the vice president. Was that not treasonous enough for John Zimsara to be thrown into the prison? It was treasonous. But what happened is that Jones is now the head of Varakashi. The same Tinashe Jonasi, which he's talking about right here, is part and parcel of the regime. He has been aiding the regime. He came to Zimbabwe, was arrested just to and then he was released, went back to his original work, supporters ZANU-PF more openly, is now back into South Africa running propaganda as usual. So we know how these people operate, and we have been actually following through whatever which they do. Then Jones thinks that is responding to Vice President Chiwenga. He comes here, to Geza. He comes here and he tries to say Vice President Chiwenga and Emerson, they have good relations. No, they don't. Because if they have good relations, Emerson would be endorsing Vice President Chiwenga the same way that Chiwenga endorsed Emerson and refused to take over as the president. When you look at it, there is sufficient evidence, enough to suggest that VP Chiwenga wanga wasirwa chigaro na Mugabe, but he refused to take over that seat and allowed Emerson to lead on that seat. Then right now, Chiwenga vari treatwa as if he is the least person within ZANU-PF, is being treated as if anachanobatsira. Akatukwa na Christopher Mchangwa. What does Emerson do? What has he done to deal with that issue? Christopher Mchangwa angadai izvozvi zvatosasuspendwa from the party. Look at what Killers Devo said. Killers Devo said years ago, mai munangagona maichamisa taurai nevarume venyu vabatane vanhu vatambura. He was immediately suspended from ZANU-PF and was fired from ZANU-PF. That is Killers Devo. Only to be readmitted now. So when you look at it, guys, you could actually see that. Imagine kuti Christopher Mchangwa denigrated Vice President Chiwenga, who is the second in command within ZANU-PF and the country, and then nothing happens to him. He remains a ZANU-PF spokesperson. He remains a beneficiary of whatever which is happening. He continues as if things are okay. There is no action whatsoever. So if Emerson and the VP Chiwenga are in good books, why is it that they are not? Emerson is not protecting VP Chiwenga. That is very, very important. And also, VP Chiwenga is a patient man. Is a very patient man who will give you a long rope. Emerson has been given a long rope from the 2023 elections, where VP Chiwenga was supposed to stand in, then leave 2028 elections to the younger generation. He gave Mnangagwa a chance to stand again for the second time. That is patience. And they are taking that patience as a stupidity. This is the biggest problem in Vakati Sana Jones. They are running a 2030 Ngachipo Mnangagwa. And if Emerson and VP Chiwenga are in good books, why is it that Emerson is not trusting VP Chiwenga to leave power into his hands? Why? Vamnangagwa dai vanga rumwe munhu vaisatombosvika 2028. Vaingotara kuti mana inini ndati save 2026 achindopera ubvasira Chiwenga. Shamari, you are going to the Congress in 2027. We need you to win that Congress. Chiwenga comes in, starts to prepare for 2028 elections. That is within ZANU-PF. That is not. That is the reason why they are now saying we are pushing him to 2030. Right now they've done nothing. But with them doing nothing, they are promising each other with 2030 so that he must implement some things which are known. So that is something which is very, very important right there. And I find whatever which Varakashi are doing insulting to the generals. And Cde saying advocating for anarchist prisoners as it undermines the rule of law and threatens the stability of society. I want to ask one question to Varakashi. Varakashi, tell us, Comrade Geza is in Harare. I have said this times that number. Comrade Geza is in Harare, at a well-known location in Harare, according to the intelligence reports, Ziripo. Why is it that you are not making a move to go and deal with Comrade Geza in Harare? Comrade Geza is there in Harare. Why is it that you are not going there right now and deal with him? Why? It's because you know the truth. You know that we have been exposed. Jealous Mawarire came and he exposed a lot about the haste which was about to happen, the POSB haste. And they said that they have documentary evidence, correspondences between Emerson and the AG, Attorney General. And why is it that there is no action whatsoever to deal with the Jealous Mawarire? Why Blessed Mshanga, a journalist, a harmless journalist, probably who can't even use a gun? Why? Why are you after a journalist and you are not after the people who have exposed you left, right, and center? It's because you know who is protecting them. We saw it during the days of Robert Mugabe. Esi Lumumba, Banakuda Msasua, and everyone else who were involved in some communications, they were given protection. We know about it. It happened in Harare, tichizviona. They were given protection. They were untouchables. Takuenda kuna November 2017. They were the untouchables. They were the untouchables. So, what is the difference now? Is we are seeing it happening right now to some people who are criticizing Emerson openly, but they walk and roam around the streets of Harare and no one is touching them. Why? It's because you know that they belong to some powerful people with the capabilities to deal with you. So this it's treasonous for anybody to come and say 2030 anenga chipo, because treason does not even only apply to the presidency. When a presidency is threatened, no. Treason, it starts with the constitution. Treason started happening when the officially elected people were removed illegally from parliament. That is when treason started. There are treasonous people who are sitting in parliament right now. Products of treason sitting in parliament. Somebody elected according to the constitution of the Republic of Zimbabwe by the people of Zimbabwe, who gets into parliament, is sworn in as an MP, only to be removed by an unknown person, an unknown entity. And if you look at that, some of them were banned. They didn't participate in the elections. They were actually banned from participating in the elections. Why? It's because these people, they knew that they were going to be defeated, they were going to be humiliated. So they didn't want such a situation. And they even, that is the reason why President Nelson Chamisa ended up leaving CCC. He didn't leave CCC voluntarily. He was forced to leave it. So when you look at it, that is the first step in treason in Zimbabwe. So the first act of treason happened in parliament. The constitution itself, anybody who attacks the constitution has been attacked when you didn't conduct elections in 2023 properly according to the constitution. That was treason. You committed treason against the constitution itself because you replaced the constitution with your own things, with anything in your head. Go to Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. Zimbabwe Electoral Commission announced the fake results and wrong results. Everyone knows about it. And no one is speaking about it and saying Priscilla Jigumba committed treason. So treason starts by people doing the unlawful things. And then whenever you suspend the constitution, what you have to expect is there are people who are going to rise to restore constitutionalism. So the comrades like Comrade Geza, they are rising to restore what you have suspended. Zimbabwe's constitution was suspended long back. The time you rigged the elections, the time you declared yourself a leader of a country, that was a coup. In 2017, 18, 23, you performed coups. And to cure that coup, somebody must rise up and make sure that he defends the constitution. So that must be understood by Varakashi. And I believe they have missed that thing. So when you are looking at whatever which is happening, in my conclusion, these attacks on Comrade Geza, the biggest thing is these are people who have never worked anyway. They can't be employed anyway. So they are trying by all means possible to protect whatever which they have been benefiting from. These are people who have benefited from the corruption which has been happening. Look at Vanam Kungunugwa, how they are defending nonsense because Akapiwa Benz Najiva. He can't afford to buy himself a car. Isisu vamwe takatoshanda muupenyu tikazvigona kuzvitengera dzimota tikagona kuzvivakira misha with our own hands. Then you are being told by munhu asina kana just katsapi kumusha. Hana kana tsapi kumusha. That is the person who will be telling you zvakarongeka chivayo this chivayo that. Is because they are beneficiaries of whatever which is happening. And it's time the people of Zimbabwe unite and make sure that we speak with one voice against unconstitutional activities which are happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. Gold renyika rikubiwa, mari dzenyika dzirikubiwa. Wikina Chivayo Banda Solar Project, what happened to him? He was actually awarded more than 20 million by the High Court simply because for doing nothing. So I hope and believe that Varakashi will reconsider their statements because takambozviona zvichiitika nana kudzanai Chipanga kudzana ichipanga was part and parcel of zvakamboitika, and he understand what happened to him. So what is very, very important is that let us not be distracted by these people. Let us continue to fight for change. Inini personally, I'm here to give information. I'm here to analyze. I'm here to criticize. And that is our role. That is our duty, to inform, to analyze, to criticize robustly, without fear, without favor. So my message to the people of Zimbabwe is, listen to whoever you believe in. That is my message. So it is what it is in Zimbabwe. We will continue to do whatever which we are doing without fear, without favor, and we hope and believe that change will come to the nation of Zimbabwe. Right here, General Tombwe, thank you very much. Says Anzingambo Pora Zake did not. Okay, let me enlarge my screen so that I can read comments right here. Okay, General Tombwe says rule of law futi vanoda kutaura zve rule of law kwavo, but kana zvauya kwevamwe the law does not apply. Sakunatsa Jakata, we are timbirevo. Yes, that is true. So the rule of law cannot only apply when it comes to the issues of ZANU-PF. Imimi kana zvisiri kwenyu, then you don't apply the rule of law. Okay, so Brian says criminals who voted for Mnangagwa. Yes. So these are very, very important issues which have been raised right here, and we will continue to fight for change. General says up to now, there are where are the results on the website? Yes, ZANU Electoral Commission. They can't put those results because they know the truth. So truth to power, we will continue to fight for change. We will continue to speak, and as long as we are alive, we will continue. Thank you very much, everyone.